And welcome to another sporting edition of the favorite show in the world. What about the audio?
But this is the recording, yeah. Yeah.
Well, this should be live.
No, it's not
You
live.
said you're going to do live before, during, and after.
You ready to do a live?
Yeah, bro.
You want to do a live? All right. Welcome to the FoodBall Show. Today, group stage is done.
More
The
or
last
less.
day. I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit sad, I should say. Not upset. Sad that it's over. But we're starting an exciting round of 16. Last match, England versus Belgium right now. We're here at the Tavern on Brand in the beautiful city of Glendale in Los Angeles, California for our international viewers. So we want to talk about this. Is it really an important match?
No, because...
First, second, does it really matter who comes first or second?
Well...
You got one going on one side facing Argentina and Portugal, Uruguay, France. The other one on the other side with basically who?
Is it Brazil?
No, Brazil's on this side too.
Okay, so there you go.
So nobody wants to really be in first place.
No, I wouldn't disagree because look, if you want to play the best teams now, it's better to play them now than later because they're going to just pick up more momentum.
True.
They're going to be playing more better. You don't want to play Brazil in the final. You prefer to play them 2 games before when they might still not be gelling 100%.
Correct.
So it's a tough one.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in live, and we'll be back at halftime to talk about what happens. So enjoy, and we'll be back.
So wait a minute. Who do you think I'm going for?
Belgium.
You know, I would go for Belgium today because there's so many players in the EPL. It's unbelievable. The game hasn't started yet, bro. It's another 5 minutes.
I got to hear the Belgium national anthem.
I didn't know you liked it so much. You want to
Thank
make
you
another
guys.
bet on live TV?
Halftime. Thank you. Appreciate it. Come in at halftime and catch us.
See you guys soon. You know, I saw a couple of guys that were rooting for England. A couple of guys were worried and sad that Germany didn't qualify. You know, that's life. You know, when you play that bad, you expect to get knocked out. It's as simple as that. Just imagine the last time England played Brazil in the World Cup, their front three was Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho. How can I get confused?
Here we go. I would not want to be on the other side. I mean, look at this. Uruguay, Portugal, France, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico.
You know what? Vardy likes a certain type of football. He doesn't like really getting into his feet. He likes the ball to go in behind between the defenders and the goalie and him to run onto it. And they're the types of runs he's making. So far, the England team are picking him out. You know, I like the way Gareth Southgate dresses. He always looks sharp when he's coming to coach. I mean, look, Chadley used to play for Tottenham. Dembele plays for Tottenham. Vertonghen plays for Tottenham.
So we literally have EPL versus EPL.
Yeah, like I was saying. Which team out of Belgium and England has the more yellow cards? Because if it's a draw, they're both equal on points, both equal on goal difference. So the next thing is going to be how many yellow cards have you got? And the lower yellow cards, you're going to basically come out on top.
Well, it looks like England is the one that's ahead, but we'll see what happens in this game. So as of right now, if we're talking about fair play points, England's on top. England's ahead.
One of the Belgian players just got a yellow card though.
That throws them even more behind.
Look, just give the ball in behind. I mean, are you guys that lack of football talent that you're always giving it wide? Flick it to him first time so he goes into the box.
That's pretty good. Bless you.
Nice one. You know, I think Danny Rose is going to earn his position in this team and he's going to keep it.
I like Danny Rose as a pick.
You know, Young didn't do anything for me in the last game.
I like Rose and Walker being on the wings.
Agreed.
So Loftus-Cheek just had a free header in the box and missed the goal, a chance to put England ahead.
Half chance.
Half a chance. But talking about chances in the box, how many chances did Hummels have yesterday for Germany with his header to score? Or I should just say the German team. And they didn't. Hummels had, at least from what I remember, 3 chances. I think it was more, but I just remember off the top of my head 3. And Germany in general had another 3-4 in the box, clear headers towards the end of the match.
You know what? Someone said to me that Germany was going to win this World Cup, and they had some great players that they expected to be their World Cup. But I didn't see that in the German players. You can create chances. Scoring is harder than creating a chance sometimes. And the reality is those players didn't look like they had the caliber to me. They didn't have the caliber.
Yeah.
This was a weak German side.
Absolute disappointment. And we were so close to seeing 2 of the finalists from 4 years ago almost knocked out. We almost had, if it wasn't for the heroics of Marcus Rojo in the 88th or 89th minute, whatever it was, we could have seen a first round knockout of 2 of the finalists in the last World Cup.
You know, that's 100% true, and it's a very good example of where football's going. You know, what I said before was all the top teams can only improve so much, but all the secondary teams and the tertiary teams, they can really improve on their overall game style, which is what you saw from the African continent sides. Things are getting harder. You got to take your chances when they come.
And Alexi, you know, we've spoken about African nation and teams from the African nations and how well some of them have performed or do perform and how well they've been developing and what we should be expecting from them. But to let you know, this is the first World Cup that an African nation has not advanced to the next round out of the group stages. Are you as shocked as I am to not see the Senegals, the Nigeria?
Nigeria, not so much, but what we were saying the other day about trying to keep it 0-0 and then you concede and now you're rushing around to try and score a goal. That's exactly what happened with Senegal. Give the ball down the line, oh my God. First time touches is what you got to do. That's why you train like that. It's not to keep the ball when you don't need to. The ball comes, flick it on.
Is Marcus Rashford in the game?
He is.
We had some of the pundits suggest that Loftus-Cheek came in as a sub match day 1 and played phenomenal.
I mean, doing a trick here or there doesn't make you a great player.
Or a push here or there.
You know, what makes you a good player is that you aid the team in a way that it gives you value. We seem to have got a goal in the other game. Panama scored a goal. Only their second goal in World Cup history.
Which is not bad.
Tunisia should be winning that game.
I was expecting Tunisia to be winning that game.
Well, that was really a non-interesting half.
Welcome, everybody. We just witnessed an unamazing first half. I usually like to say the word amazing. But, I mean, it's expected, though, right? Both teams have gone through, we've seen, minimum 6 to 8 changes in the lineup.
I mean, I got to disagree with you from the perspective of maybe you're not playing to play your best team, but what you're expecting is who's hungry from your second tier of players, who wants to be the next guy who comes on as a sub in the main game. You know, Vardy really hasn't done much. To be fair, hasn't got much of the ball. Loftus-Cheek hasn't done anything to cement me as him being the first sub to come on when you're trying to get a goal. Delph hasn't been doing anything much for me. I think the best thing from this game we can see is that Rose has had a great game.
Yes.
He's done very well on the left, and I think he could very well threaten the Man United player, I forget his name right now, Young.
You know, you make a great point. And he will. I don't think he'll be replacing Young, but Young plays. I've seen Southgate play Young as a left midfield position instead of a left back. But I think you make a great point of you said about possibly a sub becoming a great sub and shining in this game. I think potentially if you play really well in this game, you might even replace a starter. What's the problem? Okay. It looks like we had a little bit of a audio malfunction, but let's hit up Group H, what we saw earlier today. And we saw Colombia beating Senegal and Poland beating Japan. But I want to talk about Colombia-Senegal because Senegal had the chance to be on top of this group with a win or possibly even with a draw, but they really needed this win to cement their position on top of the group, and they would have ended up on the better side of the weaker side of the bracket. And you made a good point about Senegal and how they went into this game, and I want you to talk a little bit about that because we spoke about it yesterday, toward the last couple of days, about a team really needing to win and them going for a draw.
You know what it is? Look, it's like when you're playing football and you play at a certain tempo and you get used to playing in that tempo, it's kind of hard unless all your players are really, really good to jump up 3 or 4 gears. Like when you see Federer do that in tennis, you know he can do it in tennis because he's the best player in the world. Same with some other players. But this Nigeria side came into the game knowing they needed a draw and played in a relaxed manner.
You mean Senegal?
I mean Senegal, my apologies. And
the same with Nigeria in the last Argentina game. I mean, same thing.
It's about experience. It's about was their World Cup final because in reality they're not going to win the World Cup. So you've got to play this game, your last game that you could potentially play in the World Cup, with so much fire and intensity that even your fans like it.
And you had Senegal topping the group.
I did.
Which it could have happened if they were able to pull off, which they could have.
It was within their grasp.
Yeah. And so it's a little bit disappointing. And now they're out. Colombia's on top of the group, and they'll be facing the second place of this match that we're watching. Poland, Japan. No, I mean not much there. You said it while we were watching the first half. You said that's probably one of the worst matches you've seen in the World Cup currently.
Well, it's not from the perspective of it being a boring game, but from the perspective that Japan just took their foot off the gas.
And they could have topped the group. Japan could have topped the group.
I think these players are more thinking about getting injured or getting a yellow card and then it not being well for them in the later stages. I mean, look, the old adage of going down with your guns blazing means you've got to play with that intensity.
England-Belgium game, which is the last game of the group stages, along with Tunisia and Panama. And we see Panama's up at halftime 1-0, but we both believe Tunisia might pull it off. They should win this game, but
Well, look, we're not watching the game, but if Panama win this game, this will be the first game they've ever won in the World Cup. And,
big feat.
Huge.
And Tunisia's a great team.
Yeah, of course
Tunisia is I want to give kudos to the African nation countries. You had Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Senegal, Nigeria. I think they were all great teams. It is absolutely upsetting for me that we didn't see one of those teams, and for the first time in the World Cup, not qualified to the next round. A little bit upsetting, but I think this is where they go back to their development and they come back and they get even stronger for the next World Cup.
I mean, look, it's not as easy as that. I mean, if you've got 4 years to prepare for the World Cup and you go out in some of the fashions that these teams had, I mean, what's happening?
Exactly.
The coaching,
the stage you're on. I mean, wouldn't you? It's 3 games.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you to see the way Argentina's played? And I think they very luckily made it through. Honestly, they should have not made it through. And we saw the same with Germany, and Germany did not make it through. And we are going to talk about that in our post game.
I knew Germany wasn't going to go through.
You were right.
Because
Alexi, you predicted that. A lot of people, pundits, were against you on that. These are soccer pundits who were against this man, Alexi. But I want to quickly say a last thing before we go into the second half is we're seeing one of the last matches of the World Cup in the group stages now.
And so far, it's been great.
Potential to see this last match be the final match and be the championship match as well.
No country stands out for me in this tournament, which is usually strange because you usually have 1, 2, or 3 countries that are on fire. are dynamite, and you don't want to face them because you know that if you did, you're most certainly going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
But in this World Cup, you can't really say that.
That first place ends up playing Japan and being on the stronger side of the bracket. Uruguay, France, Portugal, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico. I don't want to be there. Second half is about to start.
Let's talk about Rashford for a minute. I mean, you know, he hardly plays for Manchester United.
No, he doesn't. He plays.
No, he doesn't. He's not their number one
Yes,
striker.
you're right. He's not.
Okay.
It's the guy on the other team, Lukaku.
Yeah. And you know, why is Southgate playing him like even in the main team? I mean, John Stones has not played for Manchester City the whole season, more or less, but he's their starting centre back.
He did it, but John Stones had a great last match.
No, he did.
He scored 2 goals, didn't he?
He did. Against Panama.
Panama, congratulations as a nation to make it to the World Cup.
Yeah,
by the way.
congratulations.
Congratulations. And you know they tried. They've scored 2. They scored 2 goals so far in the World Cup. You know they're up 1-0. You're British.
I'm English.
English, sorry.
What a goal. That's another ex-Manchester United player.
Ex-Manchester United player scores on the 51st minute. Does that make him look good enough to be a great super sub? Does that make you a super sub now? You're Roberto Martinez and going, if Januzaj, one of my youngest youth players, just scored a goal like that on this stage of the World Cup, he might be a super sub.
Whether he is or not is irrelevant. It's, do you want to be in the path of death, where all the big teams are sort of remaining? I personally wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
You know, when you play the FA Cup, you want to play the worst team. You don't want to play any top seeds.
Right in the middle. And then if we could get some utensils and plates. The Tavern on brand never disappoints. I'm having some riblets. The barbecue sauce on these riblets are amazing. Not too spicy, not too sweet, not too salty, just perfect. And I think there's a new item on their menu. You're nodding your head. You're nodding your head like you read something exciting.
No, I'm just...
This is a much better shirt than the Tavern.
Yeah. Next one we will. What's
guys
going
good?
on? Yeah, we're
How'd you like the riblets?
amazing, bro.
Good?
Amazing, love it. We ordered. This is the second time we're ordering it. We love it.
Oh yeah, we got it last time.
Yeah.
How's the game?
We're doing a show. I really like these buffalo wings. I really like it. It's not too spicy. It's great. Even our crew agree it's amazing. And I just had a bunch of riblets. You just love those fries. And I eat like a madman. Yeah, don't mess up that shirt.
The most important question is, what do England need to do to get back into this game? And I think that the answer to that is nothing. You know, you don't want to win.
You don't want to win this game. I see on the sidelines Harry Kane's running and a few other players. I'm like, it's just practice. I would be shocked if Southgate brings any key player into this match.
There's absolutely no reason to win this game. But that miss by Rashford was terrible, terrible. If you want to cement your place as a guy who can score goals when he needs to, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that is not the way to go about it.
That's a really historical player.
Well, he's one of the best sub players ever to play for Man United and in the world. That's exactly what they did in the first game.
Yes.
Yes.
It's an edited version. We can do whatever we want.
Well, that's what maybe the only weakness of Harry Kane is he's not fast, and when the ball gets stuck underneath his feet, he doesn't like it. He doesn't know what to do.
He's a finisher.
Yeah, and a damn good one at that.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays the type of role that your favorite player at Real Madrid is.
Benzema, my favorite player.
He
All time.
basically plays a Benzema role. That's why he's going to go to Real Madrid. He'll score a heck of a lot of goals for Real Madrid.
Harry Kane. Do you think Harry Kane's going to go to Real Madrid?
100%.
Well, we talked about Lewandowski ending up in Real Madrid this summer. After the performance he had, you think we're going to see Lewandowski in Real Madrid?
You know, when Suarez left England to go to Spain, one thing you noticed about him is he lost his intensity. He's not running as much. He likes the ball to come to him more and play a different type of game. In Germany, they play a different style of game. You know, can he go to Real Madrid? He's got the skill, but many people have gone to Real Madrid and not performed well.
Correct. Well, Lewandowski, I think, is going to be a little bit different. I think Real Madrid are a Lewandowski-style team. I mean, look at Benzema. He's going to replace Benzema. He's not replacing Ronaldo. He's definitely not a Ronaldo-style player, you know. But he is a Benzema-style player, and he will be replacing Benzema if he comes to Real Madrid.
Would you prefer to invest 150 million in him or 150 million in Kane?
I would take Kane, hands down. But is Kane going to be leaving Tottenham?
If you knew that he was going to come a season later, you just get it in. You just keep who you've got now. You wouldn't care.
You're right. I mean, we are coming off of a Champions League win. You know, so I mean, yeah. But
they haven't got that bad a team, have they?
You don't have the gaffer no more, right? You don't have the gaffer, and you need to get rid of Benzema. I'm looking at a Jesus Lopez.
If England played Colombia next round, do we see Colombia really having a chance to beat them?
I don't think many teams could beat an England playing at the top of their game. I don't. I see England beating Brazil. I see England beating Belgium if they play at the top of their game. If they don't, like we've seen in the World Cup with all the other teams, you're vulnerable.
If Rashford goes off and Welbeck comes on, it's the end for Rashford in this tournament. You know, someone told me that Germany was 3-man deep. If Germany was 3-man deep when one of their players got injured, the coach would be thinking, hey, don't worry, I'll just bring someone else on. But it doesn't work like that.
True, we had a lot of pundits that believed that Germany was 3-man deep, or 3-squad deep, sorry.
It's ridiculous to think that someone who isn't a regular can come onto and play with the regular guys and play seamlessly like he's been playing for 10 games.
Absolutely not. And the same pundits also said that Mignolet should have started instead of Courtois.
Yeah. I mean, some people said that. I couldn't believe it.
Me too. How old is Rose?
24, 25.
Rose is potential. I mean,
you wanted to buy him.
In 2-3 years, I think he'll be he's got glimpses of a Marcello for me. Welbeck just had an amazing strike, and Fellaini saved that. But I think Fellaini should have let that go. And is that Thierry Henry on the Belgian bench? That was Thierry Henry.
I don't know. I didn't see it well enough.
Afterwards, if you want. The referee doesn't even care about this. I think there's been like 5 fouls. Now that's a great sub, Fellaini. He's a good sub player. He's a defender, and he can score. All right, as I wait for my partner, thank you for tuning in. We are live post-game. Group stages are done. We know what the brackets look like for the round of 16. We just watched the England-Belgium game. Alexi, your thoughts?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Why are you happy? Tell us why you're happy.
Look, you know, it would be arrogant for anyone to say that they're happy to face Brazil in the quarterfinals, and then potentially France or
Argentina or Uruguay or Portugal. Yeah,
You know,
true. And by the way, on that note, Tunisia, like we said at halftime, coming back 2-1 against Panama, like we predicted. But the game's not over yet.
I mean, I would have liked if Panama won that game, but
So England end up being matched up with Colombia. They're in second place of the group, in Group G. End up playing Colombia. What do you think about that game?
I think England will win, and they're going to be playing the Sweden in the true quarterfinal.
Sweden or Switzerland?
Well, it's most likely going to be Sweden, and then you're most likely going to. I think Croatia will beat Spain, and it's going to be an England-Croatia semifinal.
Semifinal. That's a great prediction.
Yeah, I mean,
That would be a great match.
I think England, they play technical football. And if you're not savvy to the way that technical players like to play football, you could lose that game really easy.
Well, we got Sweden, Switzerland, so you think Sweden's going to make it out of that, end up playing the winner of England, Colombia, and we both predict England to be. I want to talk about Croatia, Denmark. Does Denmark really have a chance?
No, I don't
a fighting
think so.
chance against Croatia? Have Croatia really cemented themselves as such a strong team in this World Cup, and why? Why have they cement? I mean, yes,
Well, I'll tell you. Look, who's Denmark's talisman? Eriksson, great player, but you're comparing him now to Croatia's talisman,
of Modric,
who's won the European Cup 4 times out of 5. I mean, that's not a joke.
and he's been playing good in this World Cup.
Of course he is.
I mean, he's been playing how Messi should be playing, and we talked about that. How he outshined Messi in the Argentina game.
He's had an amazing tournament, and I think that if they beat England, they're going to win it.
And on that note, Tunisia has beaten Panama 2-1.
Well done, Tunisia.
Good for Tunisia.
They got a
Great
victory finally.
Great way to exit. Good way to exit. Congratulations to Panama for making the World Cup, and hopefully they'll make it to the next World Cup. But that would only mean that either Costa Rica or the U.S. wouldn't make it again. So we'll see. But congratulations to them, and good luck to the development of soccer in their nation. Does he really? Are they a championship team? Spain.
No disrespect to Morocco, but when you draw 2-2, Morocco fought like lions in that game, and that doesn't happen every day. But you think that the class of your team would overpower anyone's true aggression, technical ability over aggression any day.
And Morocco almost beat him. If it wasn't for the last second hairline onside. We won't say offside because it was checked by VAR.
Yeah, that was an onside goal.
It was an onside goal. And so let's go on this side of the bracket and talk about the lead, the main person. No, it's on this side. The main team that won Group G, Belgium. They're going to end up playing Japan. Do we have much of a conversation there?
No, I don't think there's. Let's not waste our time.
What does Japan have to do? I mean,
Nothing.
Nothing. Not even play like how Korea beat Germany.
Lukaku's going to play up front and score 100 goals. Let's talk about the next round.
All right, next one, Brazil-Mexico. And I want to watch that match.
That's going to be a great game.
That's going to be a great game. A battle of the two Central and South American the Battle of the Americas. I call it the Battle of the Americas. Brazil versus Mexico.
It's going to be an amazing game. Mexico, everything to play for. Brazil, if they lose, it's going to be a terrible day for them. I mean, look, the fact is Mexico got beat 3-0 the other day. Is that because they took their foot off the gas? Or, did Sweden play a really good game? Or in reality, did people find out how to play against Mexico?
I think Sweden just played Sweden the way they've been playing. I think Sweden has been the most consistent at their level. And I think Mexico just dropped. They literally did not play up to par. If Mexico had played the way they played the first game and the second game, And I think they've been on the decline, to be honest. They played an amazing first game against Germany. France, Argentina. I mean,
Too tough to call. I mean, everyone's talking that France was a definite winner to win this game, but they're not as good as a team that won
people
the
are
World
talking
Cup.
about France is going to win the World Cup, the whole thing.
They're not as good as when they won the World Cup. They don't have the quality of players like Zidane. These guys haven't been really tested.
It's a star-studded game. We got Argentina with the Aguero, the Higuain, Messi, of course, Di Maria, the goal scorer, the hero of last game.
I know, but this is the problem. It's too easy to go, oh, look at the names. How do they play on the day?
Sure, you're right.
Name doesn't mean anything. It's going to be who wants it more now, who wants it more, who's going to put the effort in more, who really has a desire to win.
So who's going to want it more? Griezmann, Messi, Pogba, Mascherano, Banega, Di Maria, or are we talking about the Dembeles, the Mbappes, the Girouds? Or is Higuain going to want it more than Giroud? Is Dybala going to want it more than Giroud? I mean, is Aguero going to want it more than any one of them? I mean,
well, look, you know what? Argentina was in the last chance saloon. And no one likes that feeling of being in that saloon. So I don't see them playing as bad a game as they did in the last game.
so you have Argentina.
I've got them to play England in the final, so I've got to go with them.
All right, so Alexi's going to go with, I have France winning the whole thing. So I got to go with France, even though it's going to break a lot of people's hearts, including a little bit of mine, to see Argentina lose. But I think France is going to walk away with that one. Argentina just, I don't feel, unless they play how Argentina does play. And I think
Yeah, but how do they play?
Gaffer needs to bring in, and it's going to come down to the coach. It's not the players, I'm sorry.
No,
Gaffer needs to bring in Higuain and Aguero and Messi. You need those three on the
If
field.
those three play, I'd rate him.
Yes.
But listen, to me, a very exciting game. Uruguay versus Portugal. That's going to be another amazing game.
I think that's going to be a fun game.
It's definitely going to be a fun game.
Two tough teams that like to fight to the end, I think.
Well, look, Portugal, European champions. Uruguay, they're not a bad team. They conceded no goals so far, scored 5.
That's right. That's a very good point, by the way, you just made. They have not conceded a goal in this first round. And is that going to play a big role? I mean, does it signify that they have an amazing defense?
We'll see
compared to what
against
we've seen with
Portugal.
Germany?
We'll see against Portugal.
Against the best player in the world.
Look, this is not about, in my opinion, whether you win this game. Again, every one of these teams is looking towards the final. If you can't win your next game,
it doesn't matter who you're playing next.
It doesn't matter who you're playing next.
Yeah. Let's see how our predictions do. You know, it's been fun. It's been fun to group. A lot of shocking results, upsets, and a couple of surprising teams which have done really well.
Well, listen, guys, let's wrap up. It's been a great game
today. Thank you for tuning in.
At the Tavern brand, an amazing place in Glendale, Los Angeles, California.
I want to also thank our crew in the back. No, you guys don't get to see them. But thank you to our crew, amazing guys, everybody here at the Tavern on Brand. Thank you, tune in, and we'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.